Shalom, I am Babsi, and I will be reading from Exodus chapter 25 through Exodus chapter 27 from the Tree of Life Bible. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Tell Bnei Israel to take up an offering for me. From anyone whose heart compels him, you are to take my offering. These are the contribution which you are to receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet cloth, fine linen and goat hair, ram skins dyed red, seal skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the sweet incense, onyx stones and setting stones for the ephod and for the breastplates. Have them make a sanctuary for me, so that I may dwell among them. You are to make it all precisely according to everything that I show you: the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all furnishing within. Just so you must make it. Now they are to make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits in length, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You are to overlay it with pure gold, inside and out, and make a crown of gold around it. You are to cast 4 rings of gold for it, and place them in its 4 feet. 2 rings will be on one side and 2 rings on the other side. Also make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. You are to put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark in order to carry the ark. The poles are to remain in the rings of the ark and not to be taken from it. You are to put the testimony which I will give you into the ark. Then you are to make an atonement cover of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide. Also make 2 cherubim of gold from hammered work and the 2 ends of the atonement cover. Make 1 cherub at one end and 1 cherub at the other end. Of one piece of the atonement cover you are to make the cherubim at its 2 ends. The cherubim are to spread out their wings above, shielding the atonement cover with their wings, each facing its companion. The faces of the cherubim are to be turned toward the atonement cover. You are to put the atonement cover on top of the ark. Inside the ark you will put the testimony that I will give you. I will meet with you there. I will speak with you from above the atonement cover, from between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, about all that I will command you for Bnei Israel. You will make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long, 1 cubit wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You are to overlay it with pure gold, and make a crown of gold around it. Make a border a single hand width wide around it, and a golden crown for the border all around. Also make 4 gold rings for it, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on its 4 feet. The rings are to be close to the borders, as holders for the poles to carry the table. You are to make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, so that the table may be carried with them. You are also to make the dishes, pans, jars, and bowls to pour drink offerings from pure gold. Always set the bread of the presence on the table before me. You are to make a menorah of pure gold by hammered work. Its base, stem, cups, bulbs, and flowers are to be one piece. There are to be 6 branches coming out of the sides, 3 branches of the menorah out of one side, and 3 branches out of the other. There are to be 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms in one branch, each with a bulb and flower. Then 3 cups made like almond blossoms in the next branch, each with a bulb and flower, and so forth, for the 6 branches coming out of the menorah. Within the menorah will be 4 cups made like almond blossoms, with bulbs and flowers. There is to be a bulb under 2 branches of the first piece, a bulb under 2 branches of the second piece, and a bulb under 2 branches of the third piece. For the 6 branches coming out of the menorah, their bulbs and their branches are to be 1 piece. All of it is single hammered work of pure gold. You are also to make the 7 lamps for it, and set the lamps up to shed light over the space before it. The tongues and the censers are to be of pure gold. It is to be made from a talent of pure gold, with all these pieces. See that you make them according to their pattern, being shown to you on the mountain. Moreover, you are to make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine woven linen, of blue, purple, and scarlet, with cherubim made by the work of the skillful craftsmen. The length of each curtain is to be 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains are to have the same measure. 5 curtains are to be coupled together, one to another, and the other 5 curtains are also to be coupled, one to another. Also make loops of violet on the edge of the one curtain that is outermost in the first set, and do likewise within the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. You are to make 50 loops on the first curtain and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is in the second set. The loops are to be opposite one another. Then make 50 clasps of gold and couple the curtains one to another with the clasps, so that the tabernacle may be one piece. You are to make curtains of goat hair for a tent over the tabernacle, 11 curtains in all. The length of each curtain is to be 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains are to have the same measurement. You are to couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and double over the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tent. Then make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outermost in the first set, along with 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. Make 50 bronze clasps, put them into the loops, and couple the tent together, so that it may be one. As for the overhanging part that remains of the tent curtains, the half curtain that remains is to hang over the back of the tabernacle. The extra cubit on one side, as well as the cubit on the other side, which remains in the length of the curtains of the tent, is to hang over the sides of the tabernacle on each side, to cover it. You are to make a covering for the tent of ram skins, dyed red, and a covering of seal skins above. You are to make the framework of boards for the tabernacle from acacia wood, standing upright. The length of each board is to be 10 cubits by 1.5 cubits wide. There are to be 2 supports in each board, joined one to another. Do this for all the boards of the tabernacle. You are to make the 20 boards for the south side of the tabernacle, and 40 silver bases underneath the 20 boards. 2 bases go underneath one board for its supports, and 2 bases under another board for its support. Likewise, for the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side there are to be 20 boards, with their 40 bases of silver. 2 bases go under one board, and 2 bases under the next board. For the back part of the tabernacle westward, you are to make 6 boards. Make 2 boards for the corners of the tabernacle on the back side. They are also to be doubled at the bottom, and in the same way joined at the top by the first ring. It is to be this way for them both. And there will provide for the 2 corners. So there will be 8 boards with 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each board. Also make crossbeams of acacia wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, 5 for the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 for the boards on the back part of the tabernacle to the west. The middle crossbeam in the center of the boards will pass through from end to end. Then overlay the boards with gold, and make the rings from gold as holders for the crossbeams, and overlay the crossbeams with gold. You are to raise up the tabernacle according to the plan which you were shown on the mountain. Make a woven fine linen curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet with cherubim. It is to be the work of a skillful craftsman. You are to hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, their hooks being made of gold, atop 4 bases of silver. You are to hang the curtain under the clasps, and bring the ark within the curtain of the testimony. The parochet will divide for you between the holy place and the Holy of Holies. Then you are to put the atonement cover on the ark of the testimony in the Holy of Holies. You shall set the table outside the curtain, and the menorah opposite the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. You are to put the table on the north side, for the entrance of the tent. Also make a screen of blue, purple, and scarlet, finely twisted linen, the work of a collar weaver. You are also to make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. The hooks are to be made of gold, and you are to cast 5 bases of bronze for them. Make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar will be square, and its height is to be 3 cubits. Make horns on the 4 corners of 1 piece, overlay it with bronze. You are to make pots for it to take away ashes, along with shovels, basins, forks, and fire pans. Make all the utensils of bronze. Also make a bronze grading net for it. And on the net you are to make 4 bronze rings on the 4 corners. You are to place it under the ledge around the altar beneath, so that the net may reach halfway up the altar. Make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. Its poles are to be put into the rings on the 2 sides of the altar for carrying it. You are to make it with planks so that it is hollow, as it has been shown to you in the mountain. They are to make it just so. You are also to make a courtyard for the tabernacle. For the south side there are to be hangings for the courtyards of finely twisted linen, 100 cubits long. There are to be 20 pillars with 20 bronze bases, and the hooks on the pillars along with their bands are to be made of silver. Likewise for the north side. In length they are to be 100 cubit long hangings, 20 pillars and 20 bronze bases. The hooks of the pillars and their clasps are to be made of silver. Now for the width of the courtyard on the west side there are to be 50 cubits of hangings, 10 pillars and 10 bases. The width of the courtyard on the east side is to be 50 cubits. The hangings on one side of the gate are to be 15 cubits, with 3 pillars and 3 bases. For the other side there is also to be 15 cubits of hangings, with 3 pillars and 3 bases. For the gate of the courtyard there is to be a 20 cubit curtain of blue, purple, scarlet, and finely twisted linen, the work of a collar weaver. along with their 4 pillars and their 4 bases. The pillars of the courtyard are to be banded with silver, their hooks of silver, and their bases of bronze all around. The length of the courtyard is to be 100 cubits, and the width 50 throughout. The height is to be 5 cubits, with hangings of finely twisted linen, with their bronze bases. All the articles of the tabernacle for all the services there, along with all the pegs, including all the pegs of the courtyard, are to be bronze. Also you are to command Bnei Israel that they are to bring to you pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause a lamp to burn continually in the tent of meeting outside the curtain which is before the testimony. Aaron and his son will set it in order to burn from evening to morning before Adonai. It will be a statute forever throughout the generations, on behalf of Bnei Israel. Amen.